Fanboy and Chum Chum feels like a Nickelodeon fever dream. It's too chaotic for kids, but also too absurd for adults, as well as just enough suspiciously off to make you wonder what's really going on here. So let's break this show down and unpack it with a blend of media theory, satire analysis, and a dash of cultural paranoia. Today we're touching on something a lot of people feel instinctively but don't always articulate. Fanboy and Chum Chum premiered on Nickelodeon in 2009 and was created by Eric Robles, whose only real notable work seems to be this particular show. Its animation style is a very hyperactive CGI with rubbery and exaggerated movements. The entire premise of the show is two elementary school aged boys who are in a constant superhero roleplay state 24/7, cause mayhem in their town, and annoy anything and anyone that subjects themselves to their antics. The show was built on the legacy of Nickelodeon's surrealist golden era. It took the DNA of shows like Ren and Stimpy, Invader Zim, and Rocko's Modern Life and amplified it through a jittery, sugar rush sort of lens. Okay, so maybe I'm joking a little bit. I don't necessarily think Fanboy and Chum Chum was a government psyop, but I do want to take a legit media analysis under the surface level of this show. The first thing I want to get into is how the show uses sensory overload as a conditioning tool. The show's visuals serve an obtrusively bright, overstimulating plate of high contrast 3D textures. When it comes to the audio of the show, it has a shrill, rapid-fire, and often repetitive dialogue. The cuts are fast, the transitions are jarring, and there's almost never a pause for breath.
Next up, Shuckleberg!
Brilliant, Chum Chum. If I wasn't terrified of clowns, I'd kiss you.
Overstimulation is a known tactic in real-world sensory manipulation and behavior modification. The show's relentless cognitive assault wears you down the more you watch it. It's not a relaxing watch, it's like pretty much actually exhausting. Much like TikTok today, it bypasses critical thought and targets the prefrontal cortex's impulse regulation, just a lot louder and weirder.
Hey, Boog, look at me. Now look over here. What's up? Now back to me. Now over here. Hi. Now back to me. Is this your card? I'm juggling fish. Look down. Now back to me. You're on the moon. Yes, no need to look anywhere else but right at me. I'm on a goat.
The show is constantly fetishizing things like slushies, snacks, and hyper-consumption as aspirational goals. Fanboy and Chum Chum have no adult supervision or guidance, no jobs because they're kids, but they still have unlimited access to brightly colored junk food. The Frosty Mart is basically a holy site. Food is always a reward or an obsession, and obesity, hyperactivity, and consumption are normalized all without critique. And it's not crazy to say that all of this mirrors early childhood quote-unquote brain training, associating consumption with identity, pleasure, and belonging. There's never any real plot of the show or its episodes. There's no linear character development and no grounding in reality. Characters float through meaningless situations and illogical jokes, gags, and fourth wall breaks. Kind of think of it as like Adult Swim for children, but with no irony. If Adventure Time is absurdism with emotion and heart, then Fanboy and Chum Chum is absurdism with a head injury. The result of all of this is a nihilistic tone beneath all of the neon colors. It conditions kids to think with chaotic and non-linear logic. Nothing means anything, authority is dumb, and reality is elastic and unbreakable. Despite very low critical acclaim, the show ran for 2 seasons with a total of 52 episodes and won a Daytime Emmy, which is an award presented by the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences and is given for recognition of excellence in American daytime television, and it went on to become a minor cult classic among stoners and meme pages on social media today. Over time, Nickelodeon happened to kind of bury it though. There's been no reruns, no pushes for merch, and never any serious talks of reviving the show. It's kind of like Nickelodeon itself wants to forget that it exists. It kind of just remains like a radioactive core that nobody wants to touch. It's like the show is kind of like denied publicly, but it's still traceable by its effects on the youth in the earlier 2000s. So let's connect the dots with all of this. Childhood starts off with Fanboy and Chum Chum. Bright colors, hyper energy, and nothing makes sense. Enter the teen years and you're watching Regular Show and Adventure Time, shows that are surreal but still self-aware. Everything almost makes sense. Then you enter your adulthood and you're watching Adult Swim. You're watching BoJack and you're consuming ironic memes. Depression is comedy with absurdist nihilism, and nothing matters, and that's the funny part. Fanboy and Chum Chum was never the destination. It was our first hit of cartoon DMT that sent us down the pipeline. Kids who watch this didn't ask for or create weirdness, they were just primed for it. In conclusion, Fanboy and Chum Chum is kind of the poster child for a few different things. It's a cartoon that's too strange to be embraced, yet too loud to be ignored. It's a cartoon that failed to attempt to out-weird shows like Invader Zim and Their Depth. It's a broadcast anomaly that accidentally helped define a generation's taste in surrealism, irony, and even post-ironic meme culture. Overall, Fanboy and Chum Chum feels like Jimmy Neutron was put into a blender with Ren and Stimpy and then was served at a rave for toddlers.
Hey, a chirp chirp!
Chum Chum.